There's a presumption that a lot of people have because they overuse and abuse the analogy of the Cold War that the Indo-Pacific is somehow going to be bipolar between the US and China, much like the world was bipolar between the United States and the Soviet Union from the 1940s right up through the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. But that elides the fundamental nature of the Indo-Pacific region, which includes not just the United States and China, but frankly, a lot of large, economically sustainable, highly capable and self-interested middle powers that bring power and capacity to what happens in the region, certainly in the economic domain, also in the technology domain, and are going to have something to say about regional order. So the idea that China is the automatic beneficiary of changes in US foreign policy really confuses cause and effect and mistakes a lot about what makes Asia distinctive. The reality is, I think the region is not bipolar between the United States and China, where it's America's region to win or China's region to win, but rather is heading toward what I would say is a fragmentation of rules, norms, and standards where a lot of countries, including Japan, India, and potentially even Australia, will set rules, norms, and standards on different functions, from trade rules to online authentication and data access control to the way data moves across borders. And that's a much more realistic view of the region. And if you want to see that in relief, look at what happened after the United States pulled out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement, the TPP. If the region had been bipolar, then when the US pulled out, China should have become the dominant trade player writing rules in the region. But as we saw from the TPP, that's not what happened at all. What happened instead was that Australia, Japan, and 9 other countries got together, solidified the agreement, and neither the United States nor China was party to the agreement. So that's not a bipolar regional order. That's one in which order may become fragmented. But the good news for Australia is it means that a country like Australia, notwithstanding its size and scale, can drive rulemaking through partnerships and coalitions with other countries. And that gives me some hope for the future of order in the region.